So yesterday on my channel, I reviewed the Callaway Apex Pro irons, and I asked if Callaway had made the perfect iron. If you haven't watched it yet, just watch and tell me what you think. But when I was hitting it, it made me think of another iron that was very similar, the TaylorMade P770. So a lot of people asked off the back of yesterday about seeing a head-to-head. So what I thought is not just a head-to-head with these two irons, but if I was in your shoes, how would I, if I was going for one of these two, would I make my choice? So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. We're going head-to-head, the Callaway Apex Pro against the TaylorMade P770s. Right, so just before we get into the main part of the video, guys, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, as ever, welcome back. While you're watching today's video though, if you're enjoying the content and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to just take a second, click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's see, if I was choosing between these two great irons, which one would I pick? Right then, so Callaway Apex Pro and TaylorMade P770s. Now, when you come down to trying them, I think the toughest thing is it's more about how similar these are as alleged maybe how different they are. So I've got 7 irons here in both models. Now what's interesting is both 33 degrees. So loft-wise exactly the same. Both hollow construction, both got material inside to dampen and make it feel a little bit softer. When we put them down next to each other, I think if I'm looking at it, maybe the TaylorMade slightly shorter blade, but maybe marginally thicker top line. I think face-wise they look pretty similar, maybe a little bit more space in the toe with the Callaway. I mean, like I said, both 33 degrees loft, but the TaylorMade has got 0.24 millimeters offset. Callaway's got 0.28 millimeters. So, I mean, other than the branding on the back and potentially a little bit of the way the weight's positioned, these are two incredibly similar golf clubs. So, like with all my head-to-heads, I'm going to hit some shots on the range. I'm going to look at some basic numbers like kind of ball speed, carry. Then going to dive in a little bit more, see how they spin and the height they hit the ball. Then going to hit some shots into a par 3 as a shootout, best of 5, and see if I was hitting these two in a fitting. First of all, am I going to be able to decide? It might even be price that would change it slightly, but am I going to be able to pick? And if I was picking, which one would I be choosing? So first off, let's go with the Callaway. So as ever, Pro V1X. So I know this is my ball that I would be playing. Let's just give you some feedback on these initial ones as to kind of how it feels more than anything. I think they look incredibly similar. Probably for me on looks, just slightly the Callaway, but I mean, nothing in it really with 7-iron. But let's hit some shots and see. Right, so some really good ones there, kind of some little bit toey ones. So when we compare the two, I'll show you strikes as well on these. But all in all, I like the feel. Even the ones that were a little bit out the toe, still think they feel very, very well and fly pretty decently. So let's just switch over onto P770 and let's continue with the head-to-head. So I would have said there, the TaylorMade one felt quicker off the face, but sometimes hard to tell what quick feels like. But I thought the Callaway one felt a little bit softer. And I know I'll very often say, is soft important on full shots? I think that's a personal preference for me personally. So I think looks and feel just edging it on the Callaway. Let's just look at kind of strikes for the two irons. And then let's also look at overall performance before we go to the shootout. So when we look at club head speeds, just slightly quicker with the TaylorMade, no particular reason for that. Definitely saw a little bit more ball speed with the TaylorMade. Smash factor therefore was a little bit higher. We saw a few more yards carry and total, and a little bit more spin with the TaylorMade. So the TaylorMade one going higher, going further and spinning more. And we can see with the two strikes, both pretty solid to be honest. Maybe just the Callaway one slightly tighter groups, but all in all, both performing really well. Right, so it's head-to-head time. Best of 5, 15th hole PGA National, 168 yards. Now, just hit a couple of warm-up shots just to make sure that it is the right yardage and I'm not going to hit good shots into the water. And I might have made the criminal mistake of not having the screen record on because I've actually just had a hole in one. So felt a tiny bit out of the toe. But that is a golf shot. Oh, and it's in. So you can see from my reaction there, very excited, but the excitement quickly waned away when I realised I hadn't screen recorded. You might have been able to just make it out on here, but I'm going to start with the TaylorMade and see. Maybe just going to go middle of the green and let my little draw just turn the ball back to target. But yeah, TaylorMade first, best of 5. It's a good strike. Oh, just turning at the end. Just off the edge, but fairly close. And we can actually see there, even though it missed the green, 7 yards from the pin, so 21 feet. So I'd be pretty pleased with that, to be fair. It just needs to keep turning. Oh, I might have a winner to go 1-0 up. I'll go in again. So 1-0. And to be fair, 4 foot is generally good enough to win. So again, super strike. Just need it to keep coming. Again, good little shot. And absolutely don't dislike 13 feet. So let's see if we can get this one inside 13 to go 2 up. So the line's good, just turning a bit more. Oh, just a couple of yards short. So 1-all. Some pretty decent shots to begin with. Wouldn't say no to any of those. Good solid strike again with the P770. Oh, just over. A little kick to the right, but distance is good. Again, 5 yards, so 15 feet. I'd be delighted with that. So again, going to be another good one with the Callaway. Oh, that's a little bit out the toe. Needs to just hustle. It's good. It might have just crept inside. Yeah, 2 feet closer. So 2-1. Boy, a bit of a display here. Quite liking this. Right, so this to get back potentially to 2-2. Oh, I've just pulled that a little bit. Was only a smidge. Get down. 6 yards, so 18 feet. So this for the win for the Callaway. Strike's good. Is it just going to hang on? No. I think the distance is good. 2-all. So the decider. One good swing, one solid strike, or if the miss hits, which is the more forgiving. So that felt great. Ooh, a little bit hot through the back. Ooh, now I was really happy with that, but that one just flew a bit further than I thought. So, Callaway for the win. Oh, a little bit out the toe. Is the forgiveness going to help? Yeah, so it missed the green. But we have a winner. Right, so when I talk about picking clubs, it's going through certain criteria. So when we look at the two clubs together, looks-wise, you're not buying clubs on how they look from this angle. But when we look down on them, I thought maybe just the Callaway edged it a touch. Feel, again, I thought for me, personally, my opinion, the Callaway slightly edged it. When we looked at the driving range performance, it depends what you count as performance. Now for me, the TaylorMade hit it a little bit further, a little bit higher with a little bit more spin. So I would say the TaylorMade edged it on performance, but then when we went head to head, the Callaway won 3-2. So I mean, it's hard, isn't it? And it's kind of as you'd expect, very similar construction, same loft, very similar offset, almost, Callaway and TaylorMade probably won't like me saying this, but almost the same golf club. But I did say that I would make a choice and talk you through how I would make that choice. And if I was picking, I would choose the Callaway. Just simply because I think the looks and the feel aspect, certainly that little softness, little bit more softness from the Callaway, would just edge it for me. But it is minuscule. And I think if you just put either of these in your bag, you'd be absolutely made up with both of them. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it. Comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's content and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you soon. Stay in contact.